Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and don't we have a fight for you here? The amateur middleweight title on the line, and walking to the cage first, the undefeated amateur holding a record of 5 wins and 0 defeats. It is, of course, Michael Moss. And I tell you what, Craig, this guy looks pretty good getting off the bus.
Mate, isn't he built like a brick? He is very solid and also very composed as well. So he's currently a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep. Recently awarded too, only about, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So congratulations to Michael on the promotion.
Not only that, mate, he's very good at freestyle wrestling. He won the Coastal Combat Championship. He's also the Australian Army Combative Champion. On a 5-win tear, training at a base training centre and also integrated combat at the Eganoga Barracks. Mate, yeah, I love his fight game. If something works, don't change it.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Of course, I had the pleasure of commentating Michael's last fight for the Coastal Combat title, which he took home a unanimous decision victory in that. And I tell you what, don't let the frame fool you. This man has a very impressive gas tank. The default position usually is when someone's built like Michael, you'll question their cardio. But I tell you what, he is the exception to that rule, as tonight he looks home to take the 2nd title of his amateur MMA career.
Yeah, mate, you're right there. He has 3 fights that have gone to decision, but he's also got the power there to knock someone out. So yeah, currently has 2 knockouts on his record with 3 decision wins. So he certainly knows how to do it in the cage.
And here we have Alex, the Apex Hong. Alex, of course, 7-2 in his amateur career, fresh off a submission of the night victory over Quinlan Kelly on XFC 42. Took home that award with a flying triangle. So Alex, he's got one of those jiu-jitsu styles that is very opportunistic. He doesn't necessarily set things up the traditional ways or the most orthodox ways, but he always finds a way to somehow get his arms or legs around someone's neck.
That's correct, mate. He has 4 wins by rear naked choke, 1 guillotine loss, and also a decision loss. So one of those things, mate, if he has you in a rear naked choke, he certainly knows how to finish it. He's also gone the distance previously, and he's had 2 decisions, 1 win, 1 loss. But mate, in terms of the advantages here, the only one I can really call out, while Michael Moss is certainly very muscular, we've got Alex Hong with a 15-centimetre height advantage and a 12-centimetre reach advantage. Let's see if he's able to capitalise on that tonight.
So, ladies and gentlemen, fight number 11 this evening will be for the vacant XFC middleweight title, and will be contested over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 83.15 kilos and trains out of Base Training Centre in the Integrated Combat Club at Enoggera Barracks. He holds an undefeated amateur record of 5 wins and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Michael Moss. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 83.8 kilos and trains out of Element MMA. He holds an amateur MMA record of 7 wins for just 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex Apex Hong.
Okay, boys, welcome. You know the rules, you know what I expect. Make sure you listen to my command at all times and defend yourselves at all times. For the belt, boys, hook them up. Good luck to you both.
And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Peter Hickman.
And you'll see from here they've decided to touch hands. Here we go. Good sign of sportsmanship. Let's see how they go. They get straight into it.
Well,
feeling each other out.
One thing that's really impressed me here, just in the physical shape of the boys, Alex Hong looking like he's taking his conditioning very serious here. Alex looking in phenomenal shape. Oh, big right hand lands there from Michael Moss.
Michael
Oh
was
my
able
goodness.
to move out of the range, get out of the kick, but link back in with a left-right.
And here's the takedown attempt from Alex Hong. Look to turn the corner and pull guard there. Michael Moss having absolutely none of it. Back to the feet we go.
Michael said if Alex tries to submit him, he's going to bounce his head off the cage with punches.
I love it.
Michael hunting nothing on the ground, but he's still confident if it goes there.
Yes, as we spoke about in the walkouts, recently awarded his jiu-jitsu a purple belt, and Alex Hong, of course, recently awarded his brown belt. So slight discrepancy there in belts, but as we've learned a couple of times tonight, the belts don't necessarily mean that if you've got the better belts, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the victory on the mat.
That's right, mate. It's a different level of jiu-jitsu in the cage. So what you can see is Alex is starting to walk his guard up there, like his legs up. And see him, he's going for a triangle. I reckon Mossy's going to step back and just wait for him again. But jiu-jitsu in a cage is different. There's different angles, same as striking and also with Muay Thai. Everything is different when you can piece everything together.
So slight little technical issue here with the cage. It looks like the boys just knocked a bit of the Velcro off. So our cage side officials fixing things here, and we will get back underway. The XFC amateur middleweight title on the line here. And one thing that always seems to surprise me is Alex Hong's frame. He is absolutely gigantic. And I'm not sure if it's quite coming across on the... Oh! Big shots landed!
There was some... Look at the chin on him. Let's see if he can kind of recover and get himself into some safety here. But Michael's doing a great job pushing his head up against the cage.
So some shots landed here from Michael Moss as he makes his home here in Alex Hong's closed guard. So dangerous to hang out here for too long as we see the triangle attempt, but not being able to control the head. So back to the feet we go. Will Michael Moss dive back down there or?
No, Moss is waiting. I think Moss is liking his chances standing.
Oh! And it is all over. Ladies and gentlemen, your new amateur middleweight champion, Michael Moss. Wow.
That looked like an overhand right, and it connected. Alex isn't happy about it, but
as we see the replay here, some of the striking on display from Michael Moss. Alex Hong did have the few takedown attempts there, but not too much success. So we'll see the finishing sequence here shortly. That was the initial time that Alex got dropped. And wow, Michael Moss, there it is. Wow. And I am absolutely okay with that stoppage. Alex Hong didn't like it, but I tell you what, Alex, he's an absolute warrior. But I think Peter Hickmott made the right call there as Michael Moss looks to take home his second championship belt.
Hickmott's the best in the business, mate. And Michael's certainly happy about that. That's okay. Alex is looking at maybe in 2020 going professional, so he'll watch some tape on that and see how he goes after that point. We've got half the crowd not happy, but it is what it is. It's the fight game.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 2 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner by knockout and the new XFC middleweight champion, Michael Moss. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our new XFC middleweight champion, Michael Moss. Gets things done by first round knockout. So, Michael, give me your thoughts on the finish there and how the fight went down as a whole.
Well, I thank you for Hong to step it up and fight me. Backing up straight after Coast of Combat. And got the call up and I was like, yeah, let's just make it happen. Respectable dude, like, as you've seen, I respected his ground game. he sets up his triangles real well. Me and my coaches, we went over studying him. We just like this stand and tray with him. As you can see, I just stood him up and I backed my standing game. As all my coaches say, that right hand's dangerous.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly looked dangerous, getting the win not only by TKO, but clean knockout, the call from our referee. So, of course, this now moves you to 6-0 as an amateur, remaining undefeated, and now with 2 amateur titles wrapped around your waist. What can we expect next for Michael Moss?
I don't know what's next for me. I'd probably like to go pro for my next fight. And I'd like to see, the next person to... Like, my best guy I ever fought was Jack James. I respect that guy. He fights hard, and I hope he gets a shot at this title and the Coastal Combat title again if I decide to move on.
Well, I tell you what, Michael, I am absolutely unbelievably excited to see where your career goes. You've looked unstoppable so far, mate. I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to thank that have got you to this position.
Oh, there's so many people to thank. Like all my coaches, Damien, Geordie, Aaron, Craig. There's just so many. Paul Kale, Blackie, Mitch, boys back. I used to train with when I first started fighting. Russ and the boys at Full Circle, Joe and the boys at Freestyle Martial Arts. It's just been a journey the whole time, and this is where I ended up. I want to especially thank my partner, Casey. She's been there, from the bumps and bruises, those bad days of training, and she's always been there to support me. She surprised me and came to the fight where I didn't think she was going to because she would work. But I'm so happy she came, and it was a massive boost.
Well, mate, once again, I cannot wait to see you perform again.
I just want to thank my sponsors. Sorry, I'm a bit G'd up. Fight Life, Hyperfly, boys at Power Stop, Sullivan Creek. I can't thank them enough to help me, continue training and do competitions on the outside. Who knows what's next.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's going to be more sponsors lining up after a performance like that. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Michael Moss.